Hello, boys and girls. Brad the Guitarologist here, taking a break from fighting corruption in all its forms to bring you this MXR Distortion 2 pedal from, I believe, 1981 or so. This thing's been having some problems according to the owner, and we're going to see about fixing it, so if that sounds like something you'll be interested in, stick around. Are you tired of watching hours of confusing videos by guitar music theory experts on YouTube and still not understanding a darn thing they're on about? Then you need Song, the guitar chord family app. Song organizes 6,000 guitar chords into their relative major and minor keys, showing you all the ones that sound good together. Downloading Song is like downloading music theory straight into your brain. Try it now for free. Link is in the description. You can see here this thing has 4 controls: drive, resonance, filter, and output. Has a on-off LED and a little clicker there. Also, it has in and out on the side. I think that code means it's from 81. At least that sticker is. That's like a City of Los Angeles approval for electronic safety. You know how Californians are about their safety. And it says their Distortion 2 model number 142. And obviously at some point somebody had some kind of padding or something on the back of this thing. Okay, so here are the guts of this pedal. You can see that the main cable here has already been unplugged. So somebody's been in here before us. This is not your typical guitar pedal, in that this has a 3-prong AC power cord that plugs directly into the wall, and it has its own onboard power supply instead of what you normally see, which is, you know, a DC power supply that comes from a wall wart. But everything on this is actually internal, and we have a transformer under here and we'll have to open this up and check the transformer, see if the transformer is continuous. You can see our little chip right there as well. That is a voltage regulator, and that voltage regulator should regulate the voltage to about 15 volts according to the schematic. We'll probably take a look at the schematic as well, but first things first, we're going to reattach this cable, and then we'll plug this thing in and see exactly what it's doing. Dial it up to a point where we do get some sort of life. Okay, there's 100 volts. And still we have nothing. Dead as a doornail. Nothing whatsoever. And usually if something is this dead, it tends to point to a power supply issue, and that's pretty much what I suspected here from the beginning. So what we're going to do now is open this thing up, and we will treat it as a potential power supply issue problem. We'll start by checking out that transformer, which has become my #1 suspect. Okay, so with the unit unplugged and the variac off, we're going to go ahead and get the board out of this thing and see what we're working with here. Okay, so 4 screws later, and we are inside this unit, and right away we could see the transformer right there, along with the main filter capacitor, which is a 400 microfarad filter capacitor at 25 volts. We will check that and make sure that that's okay, but my main suspect for the reason why this thing is not getting power and is pretty much dead on arrival is the transformer. So I think first things first, we're just going to test the transformer for continuity on both sides and see if that's where the problem lies. And one observation we can actually make already is that there's been some heat applied to these pads where the AC line comes in at some point in this thing's life. Somebody else definitely has been in here at some point, or there has been some heat here. So it wouldn't surprise me if the primary of this transformer had the issue. One way I could test the primary of this transformer is to hook my probes of my multimeter up to each side of the power cord. And you can see right there that it is open, so I've got nothing there. Now the problem with this particular design is that the power cord just goes directly to that board. There is no switch for power. There is no fuse for the power. So if you have some kind of short internally on this board, now it does have a ground cord connected to the chassis, but if somebody snips off that ground cord and you've got this thing connected, then you could have some major problems. This could basically be connected live to the wall, so it's really not a safe design overall. But double checking the continuity of the primary of this transformer, you can see indeed it is open, so there is no continuity on the primary of this transformer at all. And just for giggles, we'll go ahead and swap it around and test the other side of the transformer. And you can see there is continuity on the other side at about 215 ohms in total. I can check from the center tap, and I've got 103 on one side and 113 on the other side. And if you add those together, you'll get the about 215 or so. So there are a couple different ways we could go about fixing this. The first way would be to try to locate a transformer that would give us about 15 or so volts on the output, but the other way is a little bit more elegant. Okay, so what we decided to do here, and I ran this by the customer, is to replace the AC power cord on this unit with a jack that we could then run to the secondary side of the transformer and would basically deliver DC power directly via a wall wart instead of using this internal power supply. So the basic idea here is we want to bypass the transformer and also the rectification diodes. So we want to sever the connection to the diodes in the transformer, and that's what those blue lines represent. Then we want to hook up the positive lead of the power supply to the spot shown, and then hook up the negative lead of the power supply to the ground shown. So that means hooking up the positive end to the positive side of the filter capacitor and hooking the negative side to the negative end of the filter capacitor. Okay, so I've got my little bench amp up there, my little dinosaur bench amp plugged up, and we're going to test this thing out on my little dinosaur bench amp, see how good it sounds on that thing.